across the board in sales this year over last year, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was a good year. We've had our 2 best sales months in the history of the store, the last 2. Yet we're still, according to everything here, not hitting the tip, nowhere close to where we should be.
Right.
In the BDC at all. Nowhere even close to the numbers that yet we know.
Mm-hmm.
What percent of people are going online before they come into a dealership? 80%. I mean, what is it?
99%.
Okay.
92 to 9%.
And then how come it looked like to me the tracking numbers would have to be way off? 99% of the people are on there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking, maybe they're not sending a lead. Maybe
Right.
they're just going on looking, they're hoping they didn't send anything.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They just did their information, didn't send anything, showed up at the store. Is that really what it means? Is that really what
Yeah,
it is?
here's.
Not sending, how many people actually?
I'll give you the numbers and I'll give you the breakdown. I'm going to give you the numbers to answer the question. I'm going to give you where you could source this information. There's a video from Google, not from me, called the ZMOT. I showed this to you guys before. It's called the Zero Moment of Truth. Google has analyzed the automotive sector, okay, and it's an automotive video. It basically shows 18.1 different pieces of stimuli that influence somebody before they come in to buy a car. I'm going to repeat that. So this is important for the senior managers when you think about advertising. It's no longer radio. It's no longer just internet. It's no longer any of that stuff. People are influenced by 18.1 pieces of stimuli. They're spammed to death between social media, banners, radio, TV, this, that, the other thing. They have multiple points of information saturation. That's the first thing. The actual numbers are 92 to 99% of Americans are going online before they step foot into the dealership. 92% non-highline, 99% highline. They're spending about 45 to 90 days. Here's what's going on. They're going online to Edmunds.com, Kelley Blue Book, Cars Direct, Carfax, OEM sites, your website, Google, and all this other stuff. That is what the trend is. Here's what J.D. Power says. The number one reason why people are going online is to eliminate choices. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. J.D. Power and Associates has done the research and the surveys and the analysis, and they're saying that all these people are going online. It's not like back in the day when I was selling cars over the internet 10, 12 years ago online. It was all incremental. We were high-fiving. If we sold 50 cars on the internet, those are 50 net units that nobody would have ever expected before. That's not what the internet is. The internet isn't a net increased opportunity anymore. It is the majority mainstream of where people are going, A, but what they're doing is they're trying to minimize bad choices. They're going online to see pricing, availability, who's got bad reviews, who's a pirate, meaning who's like, robbing people's booty, their money, that type of booty, And again, that's the whole purpose of the internet, all right? What J.D. Power says is that the most influential aspect is the internet. Radio, TV, and all that other stuff has got zero to do with influencing somebody on when and where they're going to purchase their vehicle. What radio, TV, and print are doing, it's branding. It's going to be perpetuating. Listen to me. If somebody hears a song, if a kid hears a song, I've got a 14-year-old girl, I've got a 12-year-old girl, and I got a 5-year-old boy. If they hear a song, guess where they're going? Boom, right to the internet. If they hear a song, you heard of Shazam? Yes? I didn't even know what Shazam was until a couple weeks ago. Somebody's like, Shazam. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, don't get fresh with me. They're like, no, Shazam is there. Turn on Shazam in the song. People are listening to conventional media, and they're going online. If they like an artist, why would they wait another 40 minutes to hear that song played again? Hell no. They're going to iHeartRadio or Pandora or a satellite or whatever it is to hear it again and again, or YouTube to watch the video again and again and again. People are getting their mainstream fix, and then they're going to use it and listen to it and watch it whenever and however they want through the internet. Does that make sense? Now, I understand. You're like, well, Sean, how is it that we're... Because you were in a freaking vacuum. The whole dealer population. For the love of God, I just was the keynote speaker about 3 or 4 weeks ago for the Massachusetts State Dealer Association. And you know who opened up for me? The state senator for Massachusetts and the Republican candidate for the Republican federal Senate, which was Gomez. He opened up for me, and then an economist opened up for me. You know what these brilliant politicians and everybody had to say? what's going on? People are spending. Their whole infinite wisdom is more people are buying everything right now. The economy's coming back. NADA says that we're on track to hit 15 million plus cars this year. You all know that, right?
They're saying that in Massachusetts.
No, they're saying that NADA is national.
I'm saying those politicians in Massachusetts.
Oh, absolutely.
State,
Yeah.
Of course they're saying that.
No, that was a Republican, by the way. That was a Republican candidate for the Senate. Gomez is a Republican, candidate, not a Democratic candidate.
Talking about the state, meaning the
Yeah,
audience.
no, they have a state senator, and they've got one that's a national. That's their state and federal government, so they've got a
Saying
state.
your audience, who they're
Oh no,
candidates.
they were dealer principals. The dealer principals, are almost all Republican. Are you kidding me? The audience. This was not for like the public. This was the Massachusetts. Yeah, this was for the Massachusetts State Auto Dealer Association. So they had about 250 car dealerships, owners and general managers were in the audience. So this wasn't to the public. This was to the owners and GMs of car dealerships for the state of Massachusetts. So my point being is that we are in a huge, huge upswing right now. All over the country, whether you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, if you're not screwing it up, you're selling cars. And I don't think you guys are screwing it up. I don't think you're doing anything to destroy yourselves. I don't think you guys are doing anything that's detrimental. I just don't think that we're as organized as we could or should be. That's all I'm saying. So please, if I misconstrue this doom and gloom thing, it's not cloud of rain here. We are in, and what I said before, I said we're in season to Mark Stant. I said we're in season, with selling cars. We're in the summer now, and you have great lineups. Between us in season, great lineup, beautiful facility, new facilities, all this other stuff. People had a pent up at the NADA in 2013. Guess what they said? The average used car that was coming in was between 9 and 11 years old. It had 109,000 miles on it. You are the used car manager for Honda. What is the average trade coming in as?
Oh, 11 years old.
11 years old is the average trade. How many miles? Over 100?
Oh, yeah.
So look, that's why you're selling more cars. There's a point of that you can't unless we're going to just bankrupt and implode, which I don't think will ever happen. Or we're far from it if it does ever happen. That's the reason why we're selling more cars. The economy needs to bounce back. Here's the thing, though. That single point Chevy dealership that you heard, he really is selling 113 plus units out of his internet department. You, at your Nissan store, Brian, can I just use you for a second here? You were the GM, and I got you on video, which I never posted, by the way. And you remember when Brian had said to me, because when we first started this thing, Brian's like, I'm not going to use an internet director. I could just do this myself. How much success did you have? Because you had success. You had some really good success. To the point that Nissan manufacturer said what?
Oh, just that we grew almost 60%. He wrote a long letter about how everything was going in the right direction, is what the manufacturer wants to see. And,
long story short, so Kent, this is to answer you directly. When Brian was the GM of the Nissan store, not even following my system the right way, Frankenstein in my system, not having a director, not having the full right amount of people, blah, 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 blah. He saw growth. He saw success. The manufacturer saw growth and success and sent a letter that Brian actually forwarded to me that I actually have. And again, that's my point. Now, Brian, would you say honestly that you did it the best of your ability, the best that could be done at the Nissan store?
no.
Okay. Do you believe that if you had an internet director and the right amount of people there, you would have got even more?
Yes.
That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, he had increased gross and and volume, and he got on Nissan's radar. The email was, I quote, something to the effect that, it was like the feeling of, what the hell are you doing over there? There's been a complete, 180, change in your internet, OEM lead handling and success. Whatever you're doing, attaboy, keep doing it. That's pretty much the sentiment of the letter, right?
So much so that they demoted me 45 days later after that letter.
No, that was a promotion. You're much happier. You look younger.
Healthier.
Yeah,
Happier.
Exactly.
But my point being, though, that's the same exact thing that literally, and even with the promotion, you know what I mean? No, this video is not for the public. It's just for internally, so it's all good. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, again, he even said that he did increase, he did do things better, but he didn't have it set up the right way. You're increasing, you're selling cars, but it's not set up the right way. If you do set it up the right way, it's not going to be. I think you guys are not like. I think it's pretty significant to jump from like 50 to 80 or 50 to 100. That's pretty sick. You know what I mean? You haven't had that huge jump. You're on track when Mark was here to start climbing. But I think that if you put every piece of the puzzle that we're talking about, you'd see like, holy shit, this is crazy working. You haven't had that, oh my God, this is awesome experience because you're Frankenstein. He had incremental success. Like, this is cool. We're getting some kudos from the manufacturer. But coming from the GM himself, if they had done this, and this, you would have had that, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Actually, I can't believe type success. I hope that answers your question.
I think it comes down to, once again, is the hardest thing about everything is to find the right people. And somebody who can understand, and especially at our store, is a little bit more complex with 3 different lines, 3 different ways. iMagic, you've got 2 different concepts of doing it with Dealer Pekin, and iMagic to find the right person to handle that and stay on top of it every day without change.
Agreed. The question for you. Agreed. I think the people, if you take the 4 Ps, products, people, process, promotions, if the 4 Ps are the most important thing, and let's say if we narrow it down, is there a P that's more important than the other one? That's a priority? Probably the people. Here's what I'm going to just ask. Please don't answer because I don't want to put anybody on the spot here. But is this organization making finding these people the number one task, the number one mission, the number one priority? I'll answer for you. Hell no. I agree with you. Finding the right people, having the right people is, you know how I know that? Because it's so far ahead. How long was I here? How long when I trained the Nissan floor?
3 months ago.
Wow, it went by. And 3 months ago, we talked about you getting that internet director. You know what I mean, for the whole group or whatever, and that never happened. So if you all really believed that finding the right person was the most important thing and is the hardest thing, then it should be the number one priority of the organization. We should have like freaking an APB. We should have job fairs. You should be bringing in other HR specialists for managers or whatever you've got to do. You should be doing email blasts to your whole database. You should be, evangelizing all your social media. We're hiring. You should be, having your sales managers go to different dealerships and try to like pirate and steal, potential candidates. You should do as much money, as much as you like being on television, this organization has a commercial. Hey folks, my name is Sean Bradley. I'm the owner of Bradley, Mazda, and guess what? We're hiring. We just built the state-of-the-art multi-million-dollar customer development center, and we're looking for people like you, trained specialists, to work in our multi-million-dollar department. This is not just a dealership. This is a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Matter of fact, if you're working at a dealership, you're not making the money you deserve. If you're working at a dealership and they're not treating you right, call me. Stop. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. Straight up. Again, if we really, you are very smart. You are very smart. Mark's very smart. You are very smart. Joe's very smart. I'm very smart. I don't have time to say everybody individually. It's not romper room. Everybody here is smart. If we had a meeting and said, okay, the number one reason why we're not successful is we don't have the right people. We don't have enough people. Not that you're not the right people. We don't have enough of the right people, I should say. Then let's go on a crusade. Let's go on a whole freaking mission to find the right people. TV, cable, radio, a whole campaign. Again, that's just one little humble idea. My point being is I agree with you. But let's make something happen. An entire quarter has been gone. An entire quarter of the year has been eaten up since I was just training the Nissan showroom. And we have not made any progress on management for the initiative. That's all I'm saying.